Just great length and timing for Austin Peay and Chris Horton there. And for Murray State, the 3-ball did keep them in the game. Just 3-13 again. Dexter Fields had 2 and LaTreze Mushatt had 1. Murray State and Isaiah Cannon continuing to try to get his teammates involved, but this has got to be a point where Cannon takes over the second half, missing on all fronts from behind the line.
Again, averages 21, top scorer in the OVC, 8th in the country. We've seen what he can do in just 20 minutes of basketball. Had that 28-point performance last year in one half against Austin Peay. He starts on the floor with Wilson and Garrett and Daniel and Fields, same starting 5 that started the game for Murray State. Wilson, floater to go down. He's got 4.
Nice read off the screen by Wilson. He felt the Austin Peay defender behind him. So if you come off a curl screen and you feel somebody's behind you, you just keep continuing on right to the basket.
Largest lead of the game for Murray State at 3. Campbell steps over after he got Fields in the air. He was 2 of 3 from 3 in the first half.
Okay, again, another thought. You get a defender up in the air, jump into him. See if you can get a whistle.
Come back.
Daniel putting it on the floor. There's block number 5 for Horton. But an and one opportunity goes down for Garrett. His first points of the night, and it's the largest lead at 5 for the Racers.
Well, again, if you're going to have the kind of effort that Horton's given you, you got to have your extra guys to come in here and clean it up. LaTreze didn't see a whole lot of him here in the first half. That's got to be his responsibility after the Horton block to really get in front and try and box out.
Triggs gets the rebound. Averages 5 a game. He's now got 3 fouls. He's their 3rd leading scorer as well. He did not score in the first half. There's Purvis, a former walk-on. Misfires on the 3. Horton the offensive rebound, having a great game tonight. Daniel the board. Here's Garrett all the way. Quick timeout for Dave Lewis, and Murray State, just like that, is up 7.
Well, Brandon Garrett, another guy from Murray State that needs to get involved. How about the fast break led here by Mr. Daniel? Okay, let's play a little PG. Garrett for the cleanup.
Friday night was the issue because noon tip-off local time, the crowd was kind of out of it. Now they're back into it, and so is Murray State.
I think they were having dinner with us at the Apple, maybe. It was pretty crowded last night.
Big Apple Cafe not too far away here in Murray.
Excellent recommendation by Coach Chrome.
6-0 run to start the second for the Racers. We said the run's probably coming. Get Daniel for the foul as he was guarding Triggs. That'll be his first. Tried to go right into Horton through his fingertips, and here comes Cannon. Leaves it up for Garrett!
LaTreze was trailing Cannon as fast as he could, trying to get a piece of that ball, but the no-look bounce pass behind from Isaiah Cannon. Beautiful.
Quick 6 for Brandon Garrett. Purvis has it, 15 on the shot. Betran knocks down a 3. A 44% shooter. That's third in the conference. Just his second field goal, though. He's got 5, and he's got to get going.
Yes, he does, because he had a great game against Murray State back in January. 27
That's
points,
right.
played all 39 out of 40 minutes.
5 threes in that game.
And 3 of them came in the last minute.
Well, he can heat it up quickly, and they're going to need him to. Fields hit a couple of threes in the first half for Murray. Daniel. Good looking shot again. Last couple have looked a little better, just couldn't connect, and here comes Austin Peay. Traveling violation against Triggs. A little hashtag SC top 10 for you on this last play.
Oh yeah, this is hashtag worthy. Let's listen in.
Get on your phones, get on your iPads, get on your computers. Hashtag SC top 10 for SportsCenter tonight. Isaiah Cannon to Brandon Garrett. Garrett got a quick 6 points all of a sudden here in the second. Daniel the field, that's a 3. Left it short. You always talk to me about shooting. Feet first, then follow through. It kind of looked like Fields was caught in between how he wanted to shoot that ball.
That was so rushed. There was no reason to take that 3-point shot. He was in the corner. He wasn't balanced. The ball wasn't there. It was too rushed. Take it back out and reset. Balance is everything in shooting. Beef, balance, elbow, eyes, follow through.
Horton got the loose ball. Campbell got the offensive rebound. Got Daniel in the air and put it in for 2. Anthony Campbell into double figures. He's got 10. Back down to 4.
And it doesn't have to be spectacular plays from Austin Peay, just hustle plays, things like that. Get loose buckets around the basket. Anthony Campbell with the hustle play. And Murray State's giving you a lot of flash, but Austin Peay can hang around by doing some dirty work.
Wilson. Triggs with the rebound. Nearly 4 minutes into the second. Horton guarded by Garrett. That was a dangerous pass. Wilson nearly got it, but it ends up in a Betran 3. I think they're going to get Garrett for the foul on the floor. Campbell nearly got an offensive rebound there. So Garrett's got 3 fouls, but he's also got 3 field goals in a quick spurt here in the second. This was pretty impressive.
Yes, it was. And Murray State continuing to get out in the open. But watch the pass. Oh, just beautiful. Ed Daniel said we need Brandon Garrett to start scoring more around the basket. He talked about 2 guys blocking him out and leaves Brandon Garrett open. Loving his aggressiveness here, especially in the second half. Look at him attacking the rim. This is the kind of plays that you need from Murray State because Daniel's a big guy on the inside. But Brandon Garrett is sort of a combo, maybe guard forward type play. The athleticism there takes off in front of the charge line. Getting these fans riled up, and you got to have that second, third, and fourth scorer, Brandon Garrett, starting to gain more confidence too. Senior out of Phoenix, Arizona. Murray State's going to have to count on him as the season goes on.
Wilson called for his 3rd foul. Good play by Beatran to get him in the air. 2 shots coming for Travis Beatran. Wilson averages 13 a game. He's got just 4. Beatran averages 17, 4th in the conference. He's got 5, including a 3 here in this second half. And a rare miss, 6th in the conference at free throw shooting. We talked about it. One of the best matchups on ESPNU so far this year. Number 16, number 4. Ole Miss is in 2nd in the SEC. Florida's number 1. Then Arizona State and Washington. Both playing pretty well in the Pac-12 right now. Starts at 7, ends at 9 on ESPNU. Also available on Watch ESPN. Back down to a 3-point game. Austin Peay led by 10 in the first half. Murray State has led by as many as 9 here in the second early. There's the freshman Moss. Shut off, still 10 on the shot. Back to the hands of Cannon. Does not have a field goal tonight. Good job by Horton for the board against Daniel. Horton's the trailer. And the runner goes down. Chris Horton in a double figures, having himself a heck of a game. Back down to 1.
Just playing great. I don't know what Coach Luce was talking about. He couldn't play for long stretches of time. Well, the stamina has arrived. Wow.
6th rejection for Chris Horton. Top 10 in the country in block shots. He's now got 71 on the season.
I'm going to need a read on his wingspan here. 6'8", just 205 pounds, but the timing is so right. He's just sitting back, waiting for the Murray State guards to come in.
Cannon now 0 of 9 from the floor. Now he wants the ball. You can see him. They're going to run him off baseline a couple of times. He's looking a little more frustrated than we usually see him. It'll be a foul on the floor, no basket.
And if Horton's given enough space for Jeremy Purvis to run through, they separate off that screen so Daniel can't get a piece of him. And Purvis has played pretty good defense on Cannon so far. He's stayed with him. He's quick. Cannon's got a lot more strength to him, but Purvis has kept up with him step for step.
Oh, great pass. Moss able to find Mushatt, who's got 9, a season high. Again, just his 7th game of the year. And Daniel, good front against Horton. Moss, inside, Mushatt scores. He's in a double figures.
So a poor decision on a pass from Austin Peay leads to an early and easy bucket for Murray State. That post-entry pass has been an issue for Austin Peay all season long. It leads to turnovers. Ed Daniel playing a front side, help defense. On-ball defense and able to get the steal.
2 back-to-back good plays.
Here's that inbound pass. So 2 quick, easy scores. Austin Peay going to sleep on defense, and here's the pass. Now Daniel is way too big and way too lengthy, and the angle was not there for Austin Peay, so it leads him to get more transition, get the ball, good sharing here for Murray State. So if anything, Cannon's not scoring, but you're seeing some emergence from other guys, and Brandon Garrett, and then last play, Jeffrey Moss with the finish.
Something that Dave Luce talked to us yesterday about. Clyburn was injured for a long time. He's got a lot more youth. Purvis, again, a walk-on at the point guard. One thing he kind of took for granted when Clyburn was out was just something as simple as getting into the offense. That's been an issue a couple of plays here for Purvis and the rest of them.
Yep, because the first 3 OVC games, Austin Peay was averaging 81 points a game, but the last 5 just 62. And they said the adjustments have been because the teams are playing them more physically and not allowing the point guards to get into their offense. You do take for granted, those first passes into your wings can be made very difficult.
Here's a big factor all of a sudden. Horton's just picked up his 4th foul at the 13:52 mark with Murray State up 5. So now the shot blocker is out. He's got 6 of them tonight.
He's trying to play aggressive and, kind of a silly foul. Didn't need it, and that's a big loss right now for Austin Peay. You're going to have to call in Chris Freeman, your sophomore guy. You lose 2 inches in the shot blocking ability of Chris Horton.
Mark it down, 13:52, Murray State up 5, and now the rim protector's out for Austin Peay. Mushatt. Tip by Daniel. Foul on the floor. 13.5 to go. What's at stake for Murray State? Again, we kind of sold it to you as a trap game because that's what it is, but it's a rivalry game at heart. 117th meeting. These two teams do not like each other. Racers have won 4 straight. Austin Peay has lost 9 straight on the road. Murray State, with a win today, will be 7-2 with Belmont coming into town on Thursday on ESPNU. 2 division leaders going at it.
This is a great time for Murray State to continue to tune up and get stronger because that's a big game to think about. But right now, you got to take care of business here in the second half, and it looks like Murray State's starting to get in their comfort zone.
Jeffrey Moss gives him a 7-point lead. Murray State foul. Put away from the ball, and they'll put it on Daniel, his second.
Adam, I'm going to have your hair looking like that for our next game. What do you think?
A little Ben Wallace style?
Yeah.
He had the pigtails going to practice yesterday. Campbell. Freeman with the rebound. Campbell kind of flared into the corner. He was begging for it. Good 3-point shooter, 25 in red. Betran. Back-to-back threes he's knocked down. Back down to a 4-point game, so Betran trying to get going. 7 points already here in the second half, 9 in the game.
You know what I liked about that sequence? It was Anthony Campbell calling out the offensive play from the baseline. He wanted Betran to get the ball coming off of that screen. It's a great comfort zone if you're a right-hand shooter. I used to love coming off the right-hand side, off the screen. You plant hard with your right foot, and then you get the lift with your left.
Well, Austin Peay 40%, 7th in the country on 3-point shooting, just 4 of 13 tonight. Purvis all over Cannon, who's got it with 10. A 1-4 here for Cannon. Putting the moves on Purvis. And getting his first field goal of the night.
The 1-4 low option for Cannon. Not too many players in this league or in this country can hold him one-on-one. That's why Chris Paul says he's impressed by his strength, his confidence, and his awareness. He's playing the NBA right now, he says.
Campbell got free for 3. Good tip that time by McCree to secure the rebound for Cannon. Now he's feeling it. Instead, they'll get a Purvis foul. Be the second on Purvis. 6-point lead for Murray State. When we come back, we'll talk about the new digs for Murray State. The CFSB Center has been around for the better part of a decade, but there's a new addition to it that all the players are really excited about. So is Steve Prohm.
And here's our question right now. We're going to last month of the season, and then we're into March. What's our Space Jam? Okay, our Space Jam is to win a championship, play in the NCAA tournament, and do it together. Let's go.
Welcome back to Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. And this is the new practice facility connected to the CFSB Center, Center. It's the Morgan Center. They've got it right over about a 2-minute walk from the main court. And Steve Prohm was talking to the practice facility to his team earlier today.
And here's our question right now. We're going to last month of the season, and then we're into March. What's our Space Jam? Okay, our Space Jam is to win a championship, play in the NCAA tournament, and do it together. Let's go.
They played in their 15th NCAA tournament last year. They got their highest seed ever after a 31-2 season, and they're up by 6 on their rivals Austin Peay with under 12 to go. Space Jam.
That's the most creative use of Space Jam
Yeah,
I've ever
I think
heard.
so. Here's Cannon. That's a toe on the tape, too, but he knocks it down. Cannon has hit a 3 in 29 straight games. That's not a 3, so that record is still up in the air right now. He gives Murray State an 8-point lead. Jump ball at the top there. How about McCree? Able to handle that body of Beatran. That's a strong kid at 6'3" in Beatran.
Good help side defense on the baseline. You know, you don't need to foul in that situation. Just keep your feet still. And a lot of times the offense will give the ball to you. In that situation, they did.
Freeman off the inbound with the 2. Back down to 6. Game has been played in a 19-point window. Murray State's led by 9 here in the second. Austin Peay led by 10 in the first. Ford with 4. C.J. Ford. Nice rebound by the freshman, Arntzen. Here's Clyburn. Again, injured for most of the season, back in the game under the point, helping with Beatran. McCree hedging hard on Clyburn. Shot clock down to 7. Clyburn, pull up. First points of the night for Jerome Clyburn. He's been out twice this season. A knee injury, a hamstring injury. He's had issues when he was at Southern Miss. They're happy to have him back. Down to 4 now. Cannon. Offensive rebound, Mushatt going to the line. ACC Sunday Night Basketball is on ESPNU, and it's a special Super Bowl Sunday start time, 3 p.m. Eastern. UVA got that big win against NC State this past week, starting to look a little better. They'll be on the road, taking on Georgia Tech. 3 on ESPNU, also live on Watch ESPN.
Yeah,
and the Watch ESPN app.
Excuse me, Adam. UVA playing really well right now. 4 straight wins in the ACC. Love the game of Joe Harris. 22 against NC State. They just won. No turnovers, too, in that game. Georgia Tech struggling, just 1-6 in the ACC. But how about the top 4 teams? Miami, 7-0.
Right.
Duke, UVA, NC State, and UNC's coming in 5th? Unbelievable.
Things we're not used to talking about with the ACC, especially the Miami situation, especially with everything crazy that's been happening over the last year with the NCAA issues. Jimmy Larinaga's team is not really worried about it right now. They're 7-0. Mushatt has 12 points today, a season high. Arntzen and Daniel went down together. They're both back up, so it's 4-on-4. Campbell, 3. Third 3 of the game for Anthony Campbell. He's got 13 points, and it's down to 2 with 9.5 left.
Anthony Campbell has emerged as the vocal leader on this team. They've had point guard issues with Clyburn being out, having to bring in the walk-on Purvis, but Campbell admitted the frustration had reached a peak level after losing their last game, and he has stepped up. Thought he had a nice pep in his step yesterday at practice. He's been vocal for the last 2 days, and it's starting to show.
Tough entry, and it was knocked away by Herring. Beatran trying to beat Mushatt down the floor, but here comes LaTreze and the Racers and Cannon. Campbell lost it. Into the body of Daniel. Into the hands of Mushatt. Fields. That's a three. Into the hands of Fields, and he missed the layup. Here comes Austin Peay. Arnson, three-point shooter, knocks it down. First points of the night for a 49% shooter. Only Ian Clark of Belmont, the nation's leader, is better in the OVC. Back down to 2.
What was that tweet we got yesterday about this game being one of the more irrelevant ones in recent history? I don't think so. We told you this was a rivalry game. It's going to be close. It is under 8 minutes left. This is exactly where you and I wanted it to be.
Daniel. Clyburn on the deck for it. Dave Luce got a timeout from the bench. And he's off the bench, cheering the effort of Clyburn, who's back from injury. 7:46 left, and Austin Peay with the basketball. However, they only have one timeout remaining. That's something key to think about. Jerome Clyburn, knee surgery earlier in the year, injured his hamstring when he came back against DePaul. Just practiced for the first time this week since early December. Had foot issues when he was at Southern Miss. Broke a bone in his foot in his first practice with Southern Miss. Came back, broke a bone in his other foot, then transferred to Santa Fe. Eventually made his way to Austin Peay, and he's finally back and healthy, it seems.
And you know what? Going through all that adversity on the other end of things makes you such a tough player. And this is the reason why Austin Peay is hanging around. These guys could hang it up the rest of the season if they wanted to. They've had a really tough year, a lot of injuries, but they're not going away. And especially in a game like this, your pride is on the line. And even though they're young, you've got a senior in Jerome Clyburn trying to come back and really inspire this team to play as hard as they can.
Scoreboard has it at 51-49 in the arena and on our puck. Here's a three from Beatran, and he knocks it down for the lead. His third three of the second half, and just like that, Austin Peay, after trailing by 9, is back up by 1. Another 10-point swing. Garrett on the deck, and a foul is called on the floor. Get that one against Campbell. So that'll take us to a timeout. Austin Peay, the three-point shooting specialists, have knocked down 7 threes in this game. Arnson with 1, Beatran another. And it's Austin Peay back in front with 7:21 to go. ESPN News exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5 Hour Energy. What will you do in 5 hours? Back at the CFSB Center, Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy with a great rivalry. Murray State back down by 2. The score has changed. Isaiah Cannon, one of his field goals originally at the scorer's table was ruled a 3. It's actually a 2, and that's why the score is 52-50, but a couple of three-point buckets for Austin Peay.
You can see the confidence start to rise again for Austin Peay, and every time they do, Murray State's come back with a quick answer, but it's been back and forth, especially here in this second half. I love the way Austin Peay is continuing to fight. This is a team that's been down on their luck this year, just 1-7 in the OVC, 0-9 in road games.
Here's Garrett. Again, it's 52-50. We got a tweet actually about Steve Prohm's Space Jam reference. That's from that Kid President viral video. Apparently, I haven't seen it yet. So that's on our bucket list when we get out of here.
I got enough video I'm watching these days. Are you kidding me?
Garrett with a good second half. He's got 7. Steve Prohm's team back down by 1. Good recovery on the hedge by Murray State defensively. Shot clock to 12. Clyburn over Cannon. Rebound by Garrett. Murray State looking for the lead again.
Think about this too, what Austin Peay has done without Chris Horton in the game. You said mark it down, but they've continued to stick around.
Here's where the problem is. Cannon is starting to heat up. Murray State jumps back out in front by 1. Cannon's got 8 here in the second half, and into double figures he goes. Lob over the top. Herring against Daniel. You said simple plays. Doesn't have to be spectacular for Austin Peay.
You know Daniel is always looking for the next big shot block, so you just give a quick head fake with your shoulder. Sell it enough. And he could have jumped into him to get the foul again, but just a smart play. Very simple, but effective.
Shot clock down to 10. Daniel draws the foul on the freshman Herring. And it is a bonus situation here.
Fouls number 21, Preston Herring. That's his first personal foul. Team's 8.
8 fouls against Austin Peay. Shots the rest of the way for Daniel and the Racers. And Daniel, not a great free throw shooter, as you saw. He'll have a chance to tie it. Purvis is back in. Comes in for Clyburn. Campbell and Artson, 2 good three-point shooters. Herring, the freshman, Purvis, the walk-on, and Beatran, their leading scorer. That's Austin Peay's lineup out there right now. Daniel and Garrett, Fields and Cannon, along with Wilson. Tie game, 54 all, inside of 6 to go. Herring, 4 of 4 from three-point range this year. Not going to take a ton of them. Campbell will. That's a 3. Anthony Campbell with his 4th 3 of the game, and Austin Peay leads by 3, their largest lead of the second half. Foul on the floor, and a 1-and-1 coming for Isaiah Cannon. The foul on Herring, his second.
Anthony Campbell is a guy who hasn't made it past the 11th game of the season for the last 2 years. So he's making everything he can do to make this stuff count as he goes through his senior year. Keep in mind, the 11th game this season, career high 25. So a good story about somebody sticking with it, going through rehab. I can't imagine what an ACL rehab must be like, but to do it twice.
And he was all OVC a few years back before the injury issues. 12 of 20, Murray State at the free throw line today. They went 19 of 27 against Austin Peay in the first game, and that was only a 3-point win. Free throw shooting is going to be big down the stretch. Who's last to touch? Looks like they're going to say it was Mushatt, so it's Austin Peay basketball, and they're going to call a foul here. They call the foul on Mushatt as first. Not in the bonus yet, still one more foul to give for Murray State. Adam Amin, Brooke Weisbrod, Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. Austin Peay and Murray State, 117th all-time meeting. Austin Peay trying to snap a 9-game road losing skid, a 4-game skid against Murray State. The Racers trying to keep that 3+ game lead in the OVC West with Belmont coming to town Thursday. Beatran. Cannon the board. Job by Purvis. Cannon has 9 in the second half. Purvis on the foul. 1-and-1 again.
A for effort this afternoon for Purvis for trying to stay in front of Cannon. But
again, 11 points is his season low this year. That was all the way back in the opener. That's That's where he's stuck at right now.
If he goes 1 or 2 or 0 2, that makes it a semi-decent good foul here too if you're Purvis. And you never want to foul a guy as far away from the basket as he did, but Cannon's so good at deception with timing, changing direction, just messing with your mind with the ball. You think he's going to go one direction, so you put your body in front of there and he can cross right back over. And that leads to the hand check foul that Purvis got called for.
There's Purvis. That ball tipped and Arnson last to touch. Murray State loves to hedge hard. That's what Steve Prohm preached in practice yesterday, and they're doing a much better job today than they did against Austin Peay the first time.
Well, that's their key. You know, they love to have their big guys come out and hedge hard and try and draw turnovers. It's hard, you know, you come off a screen, you run into a big body like that. Sometimes it leads to a turnover or a foul.
Wilson into traffic, needs help. We'll get it from Steve Prohm in a timeout with 3:53 remaining. Well, we've been leading up to it on the college football side of things. Tom Luganville, our director of national recruiting, always says the season starts when pen goes to paper. That comes your way on Wednesday. And notice the special start time, 7:30 a.m. We will bring you the announcement of the #1 player in the country. Robert Kemdici is going to announce. It's been down to 3 schools, Florida, Ole Miss, and LSU. National Signing Day gets kicked off with the #1 player in the country at 7:30 a.m. Bright and early for our college recruiting crew on ESPNU. And this is who we're talking about, Robert Kemdici. Out of Grayson. Had a great week in the Under Armour All-America game with Kemdici. This kid's going to be a great defensive player. Everybody is already comparing him to Clowney with good reason. He's a big boy, too, 6'5", 265. You'll see him on Wednesday put his pen to paper and tell you where he's going to play college football.
But can he hit like Clowney?
Yeah, well, we'll see. I don't think anybody's got a hit like him this year.
It's like the reigning top playing sports out for the last 2 months.
Stacey Wilson, his second field goal of the second, gives Murray State the lead. 1-point game with 3:40 to go. Here comes the crowd. Still 24 on the shot clock for Austin Peay when we come back. And we'll talk about Isaiah Cannon. We told you, 8th in the country in scoring. He's on the Wooden watch list. We'll give you some of his numbers and explain to you why he's been so good over the course of the season. Isaiah Cannon finally starting to heat it up here in the second half. A little passive in the first half. Only had 2 points, no field goals at the halftime break. But he's into double figures, and he's part of our John R. Wooden Player of the Year award watch list. You got 3 guys that are all in the top 3 in the country in terms of their teams. And then you got Cannon on there, Brooke.
No question. But Trey Burke has kind of been the leading candidate all year long and continues to stay in that top 3, top 4 range. And Isaiah Cannon having a much better second half. 4 of 7 from the floor here, but yet to hit a three-point shot. But you got to love the way he's getting his teammates involved. And here, just off the bounce, cannot stay in front of him. And down the stretch of this game, you know Cannon's going to turn up his intensity and demand the ball and make plays. He's such a big-time player, Adam. He loves the spotlight.
And he was honored before the game today for the school record in three-point shots. Cannon now has 270 three-point buckets in his career. That's a Murray State record. Top 6 all-time in OVC history, but does not have a three today. He's had one in 29 straight. That's a school record, so that's up in the air, but I don't think he really cares right now.
Nope.
His team is up by 1 with 3.5 to go, and here comes Betran. Offensive rebound and a foul. And there's Chris Horton back in the ball game. Horton with 6 blocks today, bunch of rebounds, in double figures in points, came out at the 13:52 mark, and Austin Peay was up 5. It's been +6 for Murray State since.
Immediately comes in, makes an impact play. Gets himself to the line, gets the foul called. He's been so good on the boards today, and I love the way he hasn't been, he hasn't looked for his shot in terms of being selfish about it. Whatever has come to him, he's been happy to take. Dave Bruce has got to be thinking right now, is this going to be the win to help turn our season around? This team has felt so dejected lately, just injuries, close losses.
Wilson. Campbell squeezes.
His effort today has been unbelievable.
Yeah.
Love the way Campbell has played this afternoon.
Just over 3 to go in a tie game. Betran has had a big second half. So is Cannon. 2 on 2. Cannon just lost it, and it was last touched by Clyburn. .32 on the shot clock for Murray State. Got a great game before Cincinnati Seton Hall. We've got this one going down to the wire, and a great NEC matchup coming up for you as well. 2 6-3 teams on Saturday Showcase. Robert Morris and LIU Brooklyn. Cannon against Clyburn. Rebounded by Horton, but he couldn't squeeze it. Clyburn's on the deck again to save it. Only one timeout for Austin Peay left. They won't use it. Good play by Clyburn. Here comes Jerome. Blocking foul against Murray State. First on Moss, 2:29 left.
Well, Clyburn made something out of nothing here, just stuck with the play. You love to see guys on the floor, but watch him trail the play. After he just wiggles his way out of it, gets the ball to Triggs, he's going to follow this up, get the ball, and then there's really nothing here. There's a somewhat of a fast break opportunity, but 2 on 2 is not a great sign, and he draws the foul anyways.
Clyburn, a 75% free throw shooter a year ago. Just his 4th game back. Been dealing with injury all year. And he buries 2 clutch free throws to give Austin Peay a 2-point lead. 2:28 on the clock here in Murray, Kentucky. 117th meeting all time between these two border rivals. Cannon got free for 3. Horton with a strong rebound, his 10th of the game, and he's got a double-double. Austin Peay shoots for its largest lead of the second half. Clyburn got a ball! Timeout from Steve Probe, and Austin Peay has its largest second half lead at 5.
What did we say at the beginning of the game? What was going to keep Austin Peay in this game in case it got one way or the other? That 3-ball. And although they haven't hit a ton throughout the season, they've hit more than 10 in 5 of their last 7 games. So they're starting to heat up. It's been extra hustle, extra effort plays here. starting on the defensive end. Just love the way Chris Horton has played today. So tough on the inside, stick with the play. He kept this ball alive for Jerome Kleinberg to get it. And they've been very unselfish on the offensive end, just looking for the best open three-point shot. The spacing has been great so far today for Austin Peay.
1:46 left. And Austin Peay 9 of 20 from three-point range. They're 6 of 7 here in the second half. I think that's 7 of 12, my apologies. Nonetheless, shooting very well here in the second from three. They're up by 5, 90 seconds left. Here's Wilson. Tough contested shot, and he knocks it down over Triggs. Down to a three-point game, 80 seconds left.
That one hurts.
Unforced. A rare miscue by Campbell, who has played an outstanding game today. A 3 to tie it. 2 to cut it to 1. 65 seconds left. Here's Cannon. Wilson dumped it off for Mushatt, who gets fouled by Triggs. 2 free throws on the way. The 4th foul on Will Triggs, the junior. And Murray State at the free throw line, 13 of 23 in this game today. Austin Peay up by 3. 2 timeouts, Racers, 1 for Austin Peay. Shots both ways the rest of the way. Racers with the possession arrow. One-point game, 57.8 left. The hedge from Daniel on Beatran. Triggs to Clyburn, contested 3. Left it short. Triggs the offensive rebound. Can't get it to go. Another board for Triggs. He's fouled by Daniel. Will Triggs has not scored tonight. He'll go to the line for 2 shots.
Well, they told us yesterday they need Will to be a better rebounder. Well, you can't ask for any bigger rebound than right now. And the fight of Triggs, Adam, you said he hasn't had a great offensive game, but at this point, who cares?
Right.
Just do whatever you can to keep that play alive. Great second and third chance effort there by Will Triggs. I'd like to have my teammates there on the line. Sometimes looking at just opposing jerseys makes it seem like a much longer free throw attempt.
Miss them both. Murray State, a 2 can win it. They have 2 timeouts and 25 ticks left. Cannon will go to the line with a chance for the lead.
Once again, it was the ball fake that drew the defender, Chris Horton, who's been such a good shot blocker today off the floor. Cannon recognizing that in a game with heightened emotions, you know you're going to get guys to react quickly. So Cannon keeps his composure with the ball fake.
Triggs picks up his 5th foul. He's out. This is the play.
Here it is. So the 1-4 low, you get Cannon actually off the weave. So Cannon driving left, just a simple ball fake. He knows Horton is hungry for that block. He baits him into jumping, and exactly what Austin Peay should have been doing all afternoon to Murray State. Cannon gets him off the floor and jumps in to get the foul.
Isaiah Cannon, 4 of 6 at the free throw line today. By the way, the foul is not Triggs. They put it on Horton. His 5th. No shot blocker. He's done. Cannon can tie it here. best he can do is tie it. One timeout left for Austin Peay. .6 left. Beatran has hit a buzzer beater to win a game against Morehead State earlier this year. Dave Lou says rush it up, call time. 10.1 remaining, tied at 63. Last time out for Austin Peay, so you got to get it in bounds here. What are you trying to draw up? We referenced that Beatran play. The only OVC win this year was in overtime for Morehead State, against Morehead State, for Austin Peay. Beatran knocked it down at the end of OT after missing one at the end of regulation. Is he the guy you go to, your leading scorer right now?
I just think you go to whomever is open, and you got to read this defense of Murray State. So why not put it in the hands of your best driver, let him go, but then have your guys like Anthony Campbell relocate to an open spot. You know Murray State's going to look to defend, right? So let's say when they drive, they collapse. Look for that open three. Why not shoot a three to win the game? It's been there for you all game long.
Possession arrow important right now in favor of Murray State. They've got 2 timeouts, no timeouts for Austin Peay. A foul by Murray State on the floor will be 1-1 for Austin Peay. We've been talking about Murray State's upcoming schedule as well. As you see the clock moving, they're going to go check that out. We've been talking about Belmont coming into town against Murray State. Tennessee State was picked second behind Belmont in the OVC East Division. They're playing Thursday against Austin Peay, and then you got to face Belmont, so it doesn't get any easier for Austin Peay coming up. But this is what we expected. 117th meeting between two teams separated by 66 miles. It goes all the way back to 1941. And these two teams are going down to the wire, and this was the trap game. A lot of people were saying, oh, Austin Peay's 1-7. Who cares? Murray's going to roll them. Not the case. We didn't think it was going to be the case, and it hasn't been. This is a big game for Murray to try to pick up with Belmont and Tennessee State making that trip. 2 home games coming up. Huge to get this win for Murray State. Go ahead,
now, if you're Murray State right now, you're just thinking one step. Stay in front of your defender, don't foul, and if you do foul, try and find the guy with the worst free throw percentage and put him on the line.
10.1 left in Murray, Kentucky tie game. Clyburn into the backcourt to get it. Campbell. Beatran down to 1 for the win. Overtime in Kentucky. We got OT coming up. Let's go back to Charlotte Darinoka for an update. All right, Dari, thank you very much. We're ready to go. 63 apiece. You like what Dino Gaudio said.
Couldn't agree with them more. Too much passing, too much waiting. Jerome Clyburn gets the ball in the backcourt. He stands there, then he gets it to Anthony Campbell. Campbell is waiting for a guy to come off the screen to look for the shot. Drive. Just put the ball on the floor and try and create something. With too much passing around the perimeter, that was a wasted 10 seconds.
Last overtime game for Murray State was November 27, 2011. This is what led to it. You didn't like the shot. It's a tough shot over Daniel.
It's a terrible shot. It's a terrible decision, and the ball didn't even go inside the three-point arc. And 10 seconds is a lifetime to get the ball at the basket.
Daniel and Freeman for the tip. Austin Peay is 1-1 in OT. Their lone win in the OVC came in overtime this year. That was against Morehead State. Tough entry fee. They get a foul on Daniel. That's his fourth. Remember, personal fouls carry over, as do team fouls, into overtime. Chris Horton has fouled out of this game. The great shot blocker for Austin Peay. He's out. Daniel's got 4. Stacy Wilson has 3. Triggs and Freeman both have 4 for Austin Peay. And here's Triggs at the line. Rebounded by Wilson. Isaiah Cannon, 13 points today, 11 in the second half. Wilson to the rim. Daniels tip one go. Mushatt the offensive board, fresh 35. Moss is on the floor. He's a freshman from Murray State. Out there with Cannon and Mushatt and Daniel and Wilson. Cannon into Clyburn. Got it to go! And a foul. Been looking for that all day.
Yep, this has got to be Isaiah Cannon's time. He can bait anybody into a ball fake, and that's just, again, a simple, smart play. Get the defense up in the air. So quick, that first step. You just see that hesitation, that quick crossover through the legs. They'll catch you sleeping. Gets by you with that one quick dribble, and he covers a lot of space, too. Smart, he's a tough kid. It would sicken him to lose at home to Austin Peay. You don't want to see that happen.
Steve Prohm is jumping up and down trying to get this crowd into it. They're up 3, Murray State. Beatran to Freeman. Back to Beatran with 8. They look so tired right now. Clyburn, blocked by Cannon, tipped by Daniel, out of bounds with 1 on the shot clock to the Governors.
It's going to be a short one, too, Adam, because I was watching just as the ball was getting tipped out. That is not going to be a full 1 second.
Campbell will inbound. Again, both teams get an additional timeout. Dave Luce doesn't look like he's using it here. Looking for Beatran. Got it off. Nearly got it down. Offensive rebound, though, for Triggs. Oh, what a clutch board that was for Austin Peay. Triggs against Daniel. First points of the night for the 3rd leading scorer for Austin Peay. Down to a 1-point game, 3:20 in OT.
You said they look tired. Clyburn is pulling on his chest, so that means sub. He is gasping for air right now, and Cannon knows it.
Purvis to the scorer's table. Looking for Cannon off some screens. Moss couldn't find him. Wilson got fouled by Chris Freeman. That's now 4 on Chris Freeman. Actually, that's his 5th. We originally had it at just 3 coming into this overtime period, so my apologies. Will Triggs has 4, and now Horton has fouled out, and now Freeman is out. So the depth is starting to run a little low in the front court for Austin Peay.
No better time for Murray State than to turn up the gas, because I'll tell you what, the guys in white don't look winded whatsoever, but the guys in red taking a couple of deep breaths. You see those chests even up and down, and Jerome Clyburn tugging on his jersey just a minute ago. So, of course, in overtime, you know, you talk about the best conditioned team, the team able to get those little plays, the rebounds, hit your free throws, and not turn the ball over.
Wilson with 9 tonight. Three-point lead in overtime. 3 minutes left. See Steve Prohm, his hands in the air, and the crowd to its feet in Murray, Kentucky again. That time, Mushatt hedged hard. That time got called for the foul. Haven't seen a lot of that today with all those hard hedges. Steve Prohm didn't like the call, but his shot's coming for Travis Beatran, a very good foul shooter.
He's hollering at LaTreze just to say, just play with your hands out. I mean, that's a silly foul to make so far away from the basket.
A rare miss again for an 84% shooter, 6th in the conference. These are the little things that Dave Lewis has seen go haywire all year. .240 left, 2-point lead, Murray State. Here's Cannon, off screen, that's a 3! Campbell. Isaiah Cannon with a career high in rebounds tonight as well. +5, 2 to go. Wilson for 3. Looked way off from the start. Offensive rebound, Mushatt. Stepped on the line. Eric Ballinger was right there, made the call on the baseline. Austin Peay takes over, down by 5. Hands on knees just about everywhere you look right now. They're so tired.
Isaiah Cannon doesn't look tired. He's the only guy right now for Murray State that should be looking to make a play.
Here's the freshman Herring. Here's Betran. Daniel doing a good job fronting against Triggs. Campbell, that's a tough shot.
See how Murray State has just stayed home on defense. They're not reaching. They're not going for any turnovers. They're just playing solid and keeping Austin Peay in front of them. Playing defense with their chest, not their arms. And their legs, of course, which are very tired at this point.
Steve Prohm uses a timeout. Up 5 with 1:05 left. While we have a moment, we'll go check back in the studios with Dari Noka. Why would we want to, Dari? Come on, look at this place. Isaiah Cannon, 21 a game, 8th in the country in scoring, 2 points at the halftime break, but you had a sense it was coming. The big shots were coming. He hadn't hit a 3 until a moment ago. The 30th straight game, he's buried a 3, and it comes at the most crucial moment to go up 5 points.
And just a very small sense of reaction from Cannon, because he keeps stuff on the inside. You know, he's got such a big game, but in a game like this, rivalry, some guys can kind of lose their composure, but not Cannon. He enjoys the spotlight more than any other player you'll see.
Isaiah Cannon, Dana O'Neill did a phenomenal piece on him in December on ESPN.com about Murray, Kentucky, and how much they embrace this kid. Great reference to Salmon's Bakery and some of the local places where they rave about Isaiah Cannon, a kid who is from Biloxi, Mississippi. They call him Sip. Was having to deal with Hurricane Katrina when he was in the area, moved to Georgia at one point, moved back to live in Mississippi with his grandma in a FEMA trailer. It's a wonderful story and a wonderful player who has had a huge impact in his career and a huge impact late in tonight's game. Mid-season top 25 candidate on the Wooden Player of the Year award watch list. Those are his averages. He's been held under that a little bit today, but you know that he can just go off at any point, and he really heated it up in the second half at OT.
No question, and I love how he talks about his relationship with Chris Paul. And I mean, that's a pretty darn good point guard to say, hey, I'm impressed by his strength, his confidence, his awareness. It's those big game moments where you can keep your composure, and Cannon always can. And that's why I feel like in the overtime period, nobody else should be looking to make a play except for Isaiah Cannon. You see, as the pressure has turned up, Isaiah Cannon has continued to get his teammates involved, looking for the threes. This was a beautiful pass earlier in the game to Brandon Garrett for the finish. And that crossover, 1, 2, 3, see ya. Floater in the lane for Isaiah Cannon.
This was the 3 in overtime to go up by 5.
You said it out. Career high in rebounds, too, by Isaiah Cannon. So he's continuing to get his teammates involved and contributing in other ways besides scoring.
One timeout left for Steve Prohm. 8 on the shot clock. Mushatt can't get it to go, and Campbell with the rebound. Still a shot for Austin Peay, down by a couple of field goals. Beatran splits the double, gets inside. Big shot for Travis Beatran, and David Luce will use his final timeout. Beatran, now 15 points on the night. Team's leading scorer averaging 17. He was shut off in the first half as well. But a back and forth game. Austin Peay had a 10-point lead in the first half. Murray State led by 2 in the second half. They ballooned it up to 9. Beatran just trying to keep Austin Peay in this game.
Yeah, Beatran splitting that screen there because once again, Murray hedging hard, Daniel out there trying to bump him out with a screen, but Beatran finds a way in the middle. So a 3-point game right now, and quality shot is the key for Austin Peay, but again, you want to identify who the worst free throw shooter is for Murray State, put him on the line, and block out like your life depended on it.
Clyburn hasn't shot a ton of them this year. Beatran traditionally very good at the foul line. Triggs has struggled. 0 for 3 today. Herring is 6 for 12 on the season, and Campbell is excellent as well, 3rd in the conference. So there's a couple of guys right there, Herring and Triggs, you might want to look at. Right now, Austin Peay on D. Ball in the hands of Wilson. Wilson 69%. Cannon's pretty solid around 80. Daniel has scuffled at times this evening. Get the foul on Travis Beatran. 2 shots the rest of the way on both sides.
Line 32, Stacey Wilson.
Here's Wilson, 69% of the year, 2 of 2 tonight. That's big, makes it a 2-possession game with 37.1 to go.
You still don't need a 3.
Sure.
I say you come down for a quick score, Austin Peay, try and get to the line.
5-point lead, about a 1.5 second difference, shot clock, game clock. Beatran, defended by Cannon. And Daniel squares it. But a whistle here. Got Beatran for his 2nd foul. Well, Daniel, as you mentioned, 64% as a shooter, 3 of 6 tonight. This is big, 3-possession game to make it here.
And in time, he's got good rotation on his shot, but other times that looked pretty good.
Yeah.
The first one didn't look good, but it went in because his hands are so big.
And now 3-possession game. 2 for Campbell. Daniel squares it, and that's probably going to do it. 117th meeting all time between these two border rivals, separated by 66 miles, is separated tonight by just 7 points. 75-68 in overtime. Murray State with the victory over Austin Peay. They've won 5 straight against the Racers, and they are 7-2 in the Ohio Valley. 2 6-3 conference teams in the NEC coming up next. LIU Brooklyn and Robert Morris.